Oh my gosh, hi! It's 2025, which means Paladins has existed for 7 years and still doesn't have a ping system or customizable crosshairs. Yay! Besides that, I don't really have any updates. I mean, I got a new keyboard. And yippee for consistent uploads. Let me say the disclaimer real quick. This is all my opinion, which is 100% correct, infallible, and factual. If you disagree with me, you're wrong, but feel free to be wrong in the comments. Paladins vs. Overwatch. Call of Duty men. Viktor vs. Soldier 76. Viktor, the Lone Wolf. A former commander of the elite Sentinel military unit, Viktor took the fall for the Sentinel's final mission, which had resulted in a complete failure. Despite being stripped of his rank, Viktor stayed loyal to the Magistrate with a goal of regaining his former glory. Not only would he fight against his fellow Sentinels who had rebelled from the Magistrate to prove his ambition, but he'd even go under the knife, getting cosmetic plastic surgery to signify a new start. Soldier 76, the Dishonored Beacon. Born into a farming family, Jack Morrison had always been out of place. He always wanted more than agriculture, but he was not resentful of his family. Once he turned 18, Morrison enlisted in the US Army at the concern of his parents, quickly climbing the ranks thanks to his resolve and charisma. His dedication made him a prime candidate for the Soldier Enhancement Program, which had reached out to Morrison at the start of the Omnic Crisis. Despite his willingness to participate, his uppers delayed his enhancement for fear of losing Morrison due to the risky genetic conditioning. He was the 76th candidate to undergo the enhancement process, and made friends with the 24th candidate, Gabriel Reyes, whom Morrison would join in battle for years to come. Weeks of medical experimentation shot Morrison in and out of comas, yet he persevered as one of the few successful cases of the program. He now had superhuman speed, strength, and durability, making him an unstoppable soldier. Morrison was later selected to join Overwatch, and despite his lacking in rank, his impact from his charisma would be far more noticeable. After numerous successful missions in the fight against the corrupt Omnics, Morrison, now the organization's commander, would expand the operation to a global peacekeeping force with focuses on both protecting the innocent and raising the quality of life for all humans worldwide. Years after the Omnic Crisis, Overwatch was subjected to criticism and internal conflict beyond Morrison's control. Reyes was rebelling for unknown reasons, and their schism eventually caused them both to be buried beneath the rubble of an Overwatch headquarters, ending their lives. Years after Overwatch had been disbanded, a mysterious Soldier 76 had been reported attacking and raiding immoral government institutions. Armed with his stolen tech, 76 became a rogue agent, loyal to no one. He sought to find those responsible for bringing down Overwatch and bring them to justice, all while keeping an eye out for his corrupted brother-in-arms. I really don't think I have to say anything here. Viktor barely has a paragraph of a story, while 76 has a full-on novel. We don't know any details about Viktor's failed operation, and he's been left in the dust ever since. I will say 76 has a rather generic super soldier story. I personally don't think it's very unique, but it's still better than whatever Viktor has going on. Point Soldier 76. Smash or pass? I'm very much leaning into the "this is my opinion" thing here when I say I'm not into older men. I know, I'm a coward. However, both champions sort of have a younger and an older variant. Viktor's younger one is... 76, on the other hand, Point Soldier 76. With the fluffy stuff out of the way, let's get into the grimy with each champion's abilities. Inhand Weapon. Viktor's main weapon is an assault rifle. It's a gun. I mean, it shoots really fast, with a bit of damage fall off and spread. I don't know, it can be toggled to a burst mode with his talent. That increases its range a bit, but it's still just gun at the end of the day. 76's weapon is his heavy pulse rifle, which is also a gun that shoots really fast with a bit of damage fall off and spread. Y'all, the video is titled Call of Duty Men for a reason. Funny thing here, both champions' weapons have an ammo count of 30 and pretty much the same reload time. How nifty, they should make out. These are pretty much the same thing from concept to execution, so I can't really make a verdict here. I think I'll just give them both a point. Point both. Evasive ability. Oh my gosh, okay, so like Soldier 76 has Sprint, which increases his movement speed by 50%. That's it. But Viktor has Hustle, which is totally different. Hustle gives Viktor a 65% movement speed boost. Eh? Yeah? I'm struggling here. But Viktor has the talent Cardio, which heals him while he's running. With his cards, he can get damage reduction and refill his ammo, which is nice, but promotes an unhealthy run and gun play style. In all honesty, they both perform the same. It's just a repositioning / retreat tool. You could say Sprint helps you get back to the action faster because Overwatch doesn't have mounts. You could say the healing and other utility Cardio has can make it better, but you also have to sacrifice other solid options to get it. In the end, they're really the exact same thing and end up evening out. Point both. Area Pressure ability. Ooh, a new category is born. Viktor has Fat Frag Grenade. Viktor throws a grenade that does grenade things, but he can hold it to manage the detonation time. Viktor's talent Shrapnel increases the explosion radius by 40%. 76 uses Helix rockets. Soldier 76 releases explosive rockets that both knock back and damage targets hit, including himself. Viktor's cards and talents add nicely to Frag Grenade, and the cook time mechanic adds a bit of skill expression. Helix Rockets has a really cool name, and the utility of the knockback is nice, but the damage is a bit lacking. The blast radius and cooldown potential of Frag Grenade makes Viktor much better at pressuring multiple enemies, and ricocheting off of walls is wonderfully satisfying. Helix Rockets is still mainly a single target burst that is only a good finisher for 1v1s. I think that Frag Grenade helps Viktor perform better as a damage overall, so point Viktor. Congrats, you got one. Yeesh, I feel like we are just blasting through these, oh my gosh. Defensive ability. Soldier 76 has Biotic Field. 76 creates a small AoE healing pool that heals any allies within. Viktor has Iron Sights, which allows him to aim down sights for better long-range aim at the expense of his movement speed. Increased range and reduced spread is nice, definitely, but Iron Sights really isn't much to brag about. Meanwhile, 76 is able to heal himself and allies, but mainly himself. As a support main, I can't say how helpful it is to not have to worry as much about a damage beyond my sightlines. Taking that pressure off of the support is really impactful. Plus, it can really help you out in 1v1 situations as well as peeking corners. Point Soldier 76. Passive ability. They both literally have the same passive because everyone in Paladins has anti-healing and base kits, so there really isn't anything too crazy here. Point both, I guess. Ultimate ability. Viktor's ultimate is Barrage. Viktor summons an airstrike that can unleash up to 3 artillery shells on targeted enemies. Soldier 76's ultimate is Tactical Visor. 76 brings up his targeting visor to grant him 100% rifle accuracy on the target of choice. In my opinion, any auto-aim ability is kinda garbage. I do think there's a way it can be done effectively, and I think locking it behind an ult isn't a bad idea, but at the end of the day, it's very no skill. It's effective, but not very creative. Also, it's just very easy to counter. People can walk behind walls, stun you, kill you, etc. Even if you get a good vantage point, you're looking at maybe 3 kills, and that's if your auto-aim doesn't lock onto a tank. Barrage is more impactful on grouped up enemies and brings something really cool to Viktor's kit. A full airstrike is just awesome, and there's even a siren that plays, which is a fun little detail. Barrage can really impact how a round is going if done at the right time, and while it technically is auto-aim as well, it leaves Viktor much more vulnerable as an expense. It's effective against all types of enemies and isn't super easy to counter in the middle of a fight. Point Viktor. Final verdict. Soldier 76, 5, Viktor, 4. This one is all about utility. Viktor is just a one-man arsenal of bullets and explosions, which works fine, but Soldier 76 is more of a tactical duelist. His abilities beyond his weapon give him a slight edge, namely his burst and healing, that put him a step above Viktor. He has more utility in addition to an alright damage output. Don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, they're both lacking in the creativity department, but it's important to note that that's their entire point. Both of these champions are featured in their respective games' tutorials. They're supposed to be brainless and easy. They provide a baseline structure so new players can feel out the intricacies of the game, and eventually move on to the more interesting characters. Or at least they should move on. Like seriously, you got hamsters, world-devouring worms, ninjas, and you're gonna play the Call of Duty man. The winner of this round of Paladins vs Overwatch is Soldier 76, the Dishonored Beacon. Thanks again for watching yet another one of my silly videos, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm honestly glad to get these two out of the way because hot dang, are they boring to me. Still, if you like the basic run and gun playstyle, there's nothing wrong with that, but you know, there's more out there. Come on, explore a bit. If you liked what you saw, you can check out more in the playlist. I also post Paladins and Dead by Daylight content, and I might be venturing into Marvel Rivals. If you want more of me, you can subscribe here on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, and cautiously watch me from afar on Twitter. Before I end it off, let's see who's going to be in the next video, shall we?
Allow me to demonstrate the natural order.
Okay, bye, thank you, bye.